Hi, good morning. Today is Saturday, February 14th. I'm at home and I already finished deep cleaning. So I'm gonna study English with AI from now. And I just finished get my eyelash pumped by myself. And today it works well this time as well. I really like this eyelash, and I don't put my makeup on yet. Yeah. So and yeah, and this morning I felt like changing the layout of the living room. So I moved this table differently. So I feel like this room looks very wide, more wider, looked wider than it was. Yeah. Anyway, let's get started.
Good morning, Ari. It's great to see you for our first lesson today. Let's get your English rolling with a little free talk. What would you like to chat about to kick things off?
Oops.
No worries.
Hi, good morning. Today I have a few things that I want to learn with you. Can I get started?
Good morning, Ari. Of course, you can get started. Just let me know what you'd like to learn today, and we'll dive right in. What's first on your list?
This morning I'm recorded my video as well as usual, and I didn't express my some feelings word. For example, my younger daughter is wagamama. So how do you say wagamama in English?
Great question, Ari. Thank you for sharing your experience. Here's a little correction first. You said, I didn't express my some feelings, words. Correction. I didn't express some of my feelings, or I couldn't find the right words to express some of my feelings. Now, about wagamama. In English, we usually say selfish, spoiled, or sometimes stubborn, depending on the situation. For a child who wants things her own way, you might say, my younger daughter can be a little selfish sometimes, or she's a bit spoiled, or she's strong-willed. Which of these do you think fits your daughter best? Would you like help making a natural English sentence about her?
I don't know. Oops. I don't know which one is the best for my feelings. So can I explain the situation? This morning, my younger daughter was whined for she didn't convey my, I don't know how to say. She didn't do what I wanted to do.
Absolutely, Ari. Thank you for explaining. Let's make your sentence more natural in English, step by step. You want to say, this morning my younger daughter whined because she didn't do what I wanted her to do. Here's one way to express it. This morning, my younger daughter was whining because she didn't do what I asked her to do. Or, you could say, she didn't listen to me and wanted to do things her own way. If you want to show a little frustration, you might say,
She didn't listen
she can be
to
a bit
me.
stubborn in the morning. Do any of these sound close to what you want to say? Would you like to practice repeating or
morning,
changing
your
one to
daughter
fit
was
your feelings
whining.
better?
Was whining because she didn't do what I asked her to do. She didn't do what I asked her to do. She didn't do what I asked her to do. Was asked her to do. She didn't do what I asked her to do. Asked her to do. She didn't listen to me and wanted to do things her own way. She wanted to do things her own way. Her own way. If you want to show a little frustration, you might say she can be a bit stubborn in the morning. Stubborn. Do any of these sounds? You told me 3 words: stubborn, selfish, spoiled. So please give me some example sentence, each of them.
Of course, here are example sentences for each word, all describing a daughter. 1. Stubborn. My younger daughter is stubborn. When she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. Wanguna, toyu iwe. Zivin no yarikata o yunziranai. 2.
Stubborn.
Selfish. Sometimes my daughter is selfish and doesn't think about what other people want. Zifen shengshu, wagamama. Tanogen no kimochi o kawainai. 3. Spoiled. My little girl is a bit spoiled because we give her what she wants too often. Gan yakasarete atta toyu nuance. Would you like to try making a sentence about your daughter using one of these words? I can help you adjust it for your situation.
For me, in my opinion, it's very difficult. It sounds very difficult to use them incorrectly. Properly.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Ari. Here's a little correction for your sentence. You said, it sounds very difficult to use them incorrectly, properly. Correction. It seems very difficult to use them correctly. Or, it's hard for me to use them properly. It's normal to feel unsure. These words can be tricky, even for advanced speakers, because the meaning depends a lot on the situation. If you want, we can try some practice sentences together, or you can tell me about a real situation, and I'll help you pick the most natural word. Would you like to practice with an example, or do you want to move on to a new topic?
Stubborn. 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 Selfish. Spoiled. Stubborn. Sometimes my daughter is selfish and doesn't think about what other people want. Stubborn. My younger daughter is stubborn. When she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. When she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. Stubborn. How do you pronounce stubborn? Stubborn.
stubborn,
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 stubborn, stubborn, stubborn, stubborn. My younger daughter is stubborn. When she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. It means she's stubborn. She's stubborn. When she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. Stubborn. She's stubborn. She's stubborn. She's stubborn. She's stubborn. Stubborn. When she makes up her mind, it hurts to change it. It's hard to change it. It's hard to change it. Selfish. Sometimes my daughter is selfish and doesn't think about stubborn. Sometimes my daughter is selfish and doesn't think about what other people want. She's selfish. She is selfish. She doesn't think about what other people want. Spoiled. My little girl is a bit spoiled because we give her what she wants too often. She is a bit spoiled because we give her what she wants too often. Can we use the word stubborn for grown-ups?
Great question, Ari. Yes, you can definitely use the word stubborn for grown-ups. In fact, stubborn often describes adults who refuse to change their opinions or listen to others, even when it might be better to do so. For example, my coworker is very stubborn. He never changes his mind, even when we show him a better solution. Would you like to practice making your own sentence using stubborn for an adult?
For example, the more I asked him to do something, the more he gets stubborn.
That's a strong try, Ari. Here's a natural way to say it. The more I ask him to do something, the more stubborn he gets. You use the structure well. If you want, you can also say, the more I try to get him to do something, the more stubborn he becomes. Would you like to try another example? Maybe about...
Yes, I want to use the more slash the more.
Great. The more is a really useful pattern for talking about cause and effect, or changes as something increases. Here's the corrected version of your sentence. Yes, I want to use the more. Would you like to try making a new sentence with this pattern? For example, the more I shop at thrift stores, the more I find unique items. Or, the more I travel, the more I want to experience new cultures. Would you like to try making your own sentence about your life? Or would you like another example first?
The more I try to get him to do something, the more stubborn he becomes. The more I try to ask him to do something, the more stubborn he becomes. The more I try to get him to do something, the more I try to get him to do something, the more stubborn he becomes. So I'm gonna practice the more. So please give me some Japanese sentences using this grammar. After that, I'm gonna try to translate into English.
Absolutely. Here are 3 Japanese sentences using the more idea. After each one, you can try translating it into English. 少し勉強すればするほど英語が上手になります。チーに彼女の話を聞けば聞くほどもっと知りたくなります。3、買い物に行けば行くほど無駄なものを買ってしまいます。Take your time and try to translate the first one into English.
They are very difficult, and I'm gonna start number 1. The more I study English, the better my English becomes.
Excellent job, Ari. Your translation is clear and natural. The more I study English, the better my English becomes. This is a perfect use of the pattern. Would you like to try number 2 next? Or would you like...
Is that correct?
Yes, that's completely correct. The more I study English, the better my English becomes. Is natural and clear. Exactly how a native speaker would say it. You're catching on to the structure really well. Would you like to move to the next sentence, or do you have any questions before we can...
Or the more I study English, the better I can speak English. Is it okay?
Yes, that's also perfectly correct, Ari. The more I study English, the better I can speak English. Is very natural, and it clearly shows the improvement in your speaking ability as you study more. Both sentences work well, and native speakers often use either one. Are you ready to try the second Japanese sentence? Or would you like a little help first?
Second sentence. 彼女の話を聞けば聞くほどもっと知りたくなる。More I listen to her story. The more I listen to her story, the more I'm interested in her story. Interested in. It's very difficult.
Great effort, Ari. Your sentence is mostly clear, but I'll give you a more natural version. The more I listen to her story, the more interested I become.
Oh,
Or you can also say, the more I listen to her, the more interested I get. You don't need to repeat her story at the end. English likes to be a little simpler here. Would you like to try correcting it yourself, or do you want to move on to the next sentence?
The more I listen to her story, the more interested I become. More interested I get. The more I get. The more interested. The more I listen to her story. The more I listen to her story, the more interested I get. The more. Number 3. The more I go shopping, the more I want to go. The more I want to do that. The more I go shopping, the more I waste my money.
Excellent, Ari. You did a great job with that sentence. The more I go shopping, the more I waste my money. This is clear and natural. Perfect for daily conversation. If you want to express the more I want to go, or the more I want to do that, you could also say, the more I go shopping, the more I want to keep shopping. Or, the more I go, the more I want to go. Would you like to practice another sentence with the more, the more?
The more
Or
I
is
go.
there another phrase or topic you want to learn today?
Please give me 3 more Japanese sentences.
Of course. Here are 3 more Japanese sentences using the more pattern. 1. 友達と話せば話すほど気持ちが楽になります。2. 点を取れば取るほど健康の大切さがわかります。3. 子供が成長すればするほど心配事が増えます。Try translating number 1 into English when you're ready.
The more I talk to my friend, the better I feel.
Great job, Ari. Your translation captures the meaning well and sounds very natural. The more I talk to my friend, the better I feel. If you want to include feel relaxed,
Feel relaxed.
more directly, you could also say, the more I talk to my friend, the more relaxed I feel. Which version do you prefer? Would you like to move on to the second sentence?
The more I talk to friend, the more relaxed I feel. The more relaxed I feel. Number 2. 年を取れば取るほど健康の大切さがわかります。I know this sentences. The older I get, the more I learn about my body.
Nice try, Eri. Your sentence is clear and understandable, but to match the Japanese meaning more closely, Jankang no da kiesaga wankaru.
Important.
A natural way to say it would be, the older I get, the more I realize how important my health is.
The more I realize
you can also
how
say,
important
the
my
older I
health.
get, the more I understand the importance of good health. Would you like to try the third sentence next? Or do you have any questions?
The older I get, the older I get, the older I get, the older I get, the more I understand the more I realize how important my health is. My health is. The older I get, the more I realize how important my health is. My health is. Number 3. The older my daughters get, the more concerned, the more I feel worried about it.
You're really close, Eri. Here's a natural way to say your sentence. The older my daughter gets, the more I worry about her. Or you could say, the older my daughter gets, the more concerned I become. In English, it's smoother to use just one, the more, in this case, and to put about her at the end. Would you like to practice another pattern? Or is there something else you'd like to work on
The older my
today?
daughter gets, the more concerned I become. The more concerned. So I have a trouble when I try to make sentences, especially the more plus keyoshi.
Thank you for sharing your challenge, Eri. Here's a little correction for your sentence to make it more natural. You said, so, I have a trouble when I try to make sentences, especially the more plus keyushi. Correction. I have trouble making sentences, especially with the more plus an adjective. It's very common to mix up this structure at first. Would you like a few simple examples of the more plus an adjective in English so you can see how it works?
So please.
Of course. Here are a few simple examples using the more and an adjective. 1. The more tired I am, the less...
No, I want you to give me some Japanese sentences using the more plus adjective.
No problem, Eri. Here are some Japanese sentences using the more plus adjective idea. 1. かければ暑いほどアイスクリームが食べたくなります。2. 静かであればあるほど集中できます。3. 便利であればあるほど人はそれに頼ってしまいます。When you're ready, try translating number 1 into English.
the hotter it is, the hotter it is, the more adjective, the more the more the hotter it is, the more I wanted to eat ice cream.
Nice try, Ari. Here's a little correction for a natural sentence. You said, the harder it is, the more I wanted to eat ice cream.
Hotter.
Correction. The hotter it is, the more I want to eat ice cream. In this case, hotter, shu ihodo, is more natural than harder, and it's common to use present tense for general situations. The more I want to eat ice cream. Would you like to try translating the next Japanese sentence?
In this case, the more plus adjective.
Great question. In this case, the more plus adjective is used to compare how one thing increases as another thing increases. For example, the hotter it is, the more I want to eat ice cream. Here, hotter is the adjective, and it shows that as the weather gets hotter, your desire for ice cream also increases.
No, I wanted to practice the more plus adjective. This more is first one, not first one, the second one.
Thanks for explaining, Ari. So, you want to focus on the more that goes before an adjective like more delicious, more expensive, or more difficult, not the more pattern, right? For example, this ice cream is more delicious than that one. Buying skincare in Korea is more fun than buying it in Japan. It's more difficult to find time for hot.
Okay. The more I want to know the second answer.
Of course, Ari. The second Japanese sentence was Jin kade araba aru hodo, jichum dekimasu. A natural English translation would be, the quieter it is, the better I can concentrate. Or, the quieter it is, the more I can concentrate. Would you like to try translating the third one? Or do you want to ask about anything else?
The quieter it is, the better I can concentrate. Okay. When she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. She is stubborn. When she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. She is selfish. She doesn't think about what other people want. She doesn't think about what other people want. Think about what other people want. She is spoiled because we gave her what she wants too much, too often. The more I the more I try to get him to do something, the more stubborn he gets. The more stubborn he becomes. The more stubborn. The older I get, the more I realize how important my health is. The more I realize, the more. So today I learned many things like stubborn, selfish, spoiled, the more. So please give me some Japanese sentences using all of them.
That's a fantastic way to practice, Ari. Here are some Japanese sentences using stubborn, selfish, spoiled, and the more pattern. Try translating them into English when you feel ready. 1. 娘はとても頑固で、何かを頼めば頼むほどやりたがりません。Stubborn plus the more. 2. 息子はわがままで欲しいものが
My daughter is really stubborn, so the more I try to ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes.
Excellent translation, Ari. Your sentence is natural and clearly expresses the meaning. My daughter is really stubborn, so the more I try to ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. Just a tiny tip. You could say, the more I ask her to do something, instead of try to ask. So, even more natural. My daughter is really stubborn. So the more I ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. Would you like to try the next sentence about selfish or spoiled? Or do you have any questions so far?
She's stubborn. She's really stubborn. So, the more I asked her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. The more stubborn she becomes. She's really stubborn. So, the more I asked her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. She's really stubborn. The more I ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. The more stubborn she becomes. The more I asked her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. The more. She's really stubborn. So the more I asked her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. The more stubborn she becomes. The more more stubborn she becomes. My son is spoiled. My son is spoiled, so when he can't get things that he wants, he starts crying.
Great job, Ari. Your sentence is clear and very natural. My son is spoiled, so when he can't get things that he wants, he starts crying. For an even smoother and more natural version, you can say, my son is spoiled, so when he can't get what he wants, he starts crying. Would you like to try the next one with spoiled?
He's spoiled.
Or would you prefer to practice the last sentence with the more, and selfish?
He's spoiled, so when he can't get what he wants, he starts crying. My son is spoiled. when he can't get what he wants, he starts crying. He is spoiled. When he can't get what he wants, he starts crying. My two daughters are spoiled. When they can't get what they want, they start crying. They start crying. My son is spoiled. When he can't get what he wants, he starts crying. My son is spoiled. When he can't get what he wants, he starts crying. My son is spoiled. So when he can't get what he wants, he starts crying. My daughter is spoiled. So when she can't get what she wants, she starts crying. She starts crying. My daughter is really stubborn. When I ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. My kids is stubborn, really stubborn. When I ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. My son is spoiled. When he can't get what he wants, he starts crying. My daughter is really stubborn. When I ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. My son is spoiled. When he can't get what he wants, he starts crying. She is spoiled, so she can't stop herself.
Nice sentence, Ari. It's clear and natural. If you'd like to add more detail, as in the Japanese woman ga dekimasen, she can't control herself or wait, you could also say, she is spoiled, so she can't control herself, or she is spoiled, so she has no self-control. Would you like to try the last sentence using the more, and selfish? Or do you have any questions about these words?
Number 4. The more stubborn my kids become, the more trouble we get.
Very good try, Ari. Your sentence is clear and almost perfect. Here's a slightly more natural version. The more stubborn my kids become, the more trouble we have. Or, the more stubborn my kids are, the more trouble we have. Native speakers usually say have trouble instead of get trouble. Would you like to practice any of these patterns more? Or is there another topic on your mind today?
The more stubborn my kids are, the more trouble we get. The more trouble we have. The more the more stubborn my kids are, the more trouble we have. Please give me 3 more sentences.
Of course, Ari. Here are 3 more Japanese sentences for you to translate into English using stubborn, selfish, spoiled, or the more patterns. 1. 息子はわがままなので、友達と喧嘩しやすいです。2. 爪は頑固で、一度決めたら絶対に変えません。3. 甘やかされれば甘やかされるほど、子供は我慢できなくなります。Try translating number 1 first when you're ready.
My son is selfish, so he has many arguing with his friend.
Great effort, Ari. Here's a natural correction. My son is selfish, so he often fights with his friends. Or my son is selfish, so he often gets into arguments with his friends.
Arguments.
Has many arguing isn't natural in English. Try
Argument.
often fights, or
Fights.
often gets into arguments instead. Would you like to translate
My
the next
son
Japanese
is selfish,
sentence?
so he often fights with his friends. Fights with his friends. My daughter is stubborn, so when she makes up her mind, he never changes it.
Excellent work, Ari. That sentence is natural and clearly expresses the meaning. My daughter is stubborn, so when she makes up her mind, she never changes it. Very well done. Are you ready to try the third sentence with the more pattern, or do you have any questions?
The more spoiled children are, the more they can't control themselves.
Nice try, Ari. Here's a natural version of your sentence. The more spoiled children are, the less self-control they have. Or, the more spoiled children are, the harder it is for them to control themselves.
The harder it is.
In English, we usually say, the less self-control they have, or the harder it is for them to control themselves, to
The
express this
harder it
idea
is.
naturally. Would you like to practice more with these patterns?
The harder
Or is
it
there another topic you want to explore today?
The less control they have. The less. Okay, 3 more sentences.
Of course. Here are 3 more Japanese sentences for you to translate into English, using stubborn, selfish, spoiled, or the more. 1. 頑固な子供ほど親に反発しやすいです。2. わがままな子ほど友達を作るのが難しいです。3. 甘やかされれば甘やかされるほど要求が増えます。Let's start with number 1. 頑固な子供ほど親に反発しやすいです。How would you say this in English?
Stubborn kids are stubborn kids I don't have a clue. 있어. only how much?
Thank you for letting me know, Ari.
Stubborn kids tend to not listen to their parent.
Great job, Ari. Your sentence is easy to understand and mostly natural. Here is a slightly more natural version. Stubborn kids tend to go against their parents.
Against their
Or,
parents.
stubborn kids are more likely to rebel against their parents. You can use rebel against or go against to show fanfasuru in English.
Go against.
Would you like to try the next sentence?
Go against. It is difficult. It is hard for selfish kids to make friends.
Nice try, Ari. Here's a smooth and natural way to say it. It's hard for selfish kids to make friends. Or, selfish kids have trouble making friends. You do not need to say, it is difficult and it is hard together. Just choose one. Would you like to try the third sentence?
Third sentence. The more spoiled they are, the more the more spoiled they are, the more they want.
Perfect, Ari. That's a very natural and clear sentence. The more spoiled they are, the more they want. You've used the more pattern perfectly. Would you like more practice with these patterns? Or is there another topic you'd like to talk about today?
That's enough, and I want to practice one more word. Deserve.
Great choice, Ari. Dissolve is a useful word, especially for cooking, science, or even talking about relationships or situations.
Not deserve.
Thank you for your try, Ari. It looks like you are working with deserve, suru, in a sentence. To use the word dissolve, the meaning is to melt in liquid.
Yeah, I want to practice deserve. Deserve. Not dissolve. I want to practice the word deserve.
Thank you for clarifying.
No, I want to practice deserve. It's very difficult to pronounce the word deserve. No, dissolve. Deserve. Deserve.
Thank
Deserve.
you for pointing it out, Ari. I hear dissolve can sound like disab, but the correct pronunciation is dissolve. Let's break it down together. Deserve.
Deserve.
Deserve. D like day, zolve, rhymes with solve, soravu. So it's dissolve with a clear Z sound in the middle, not a B. Great, Ari. Deserve is also a useful word. Here's how to pronounce it. Deserve. The Z sound is in the middle, just like with dissolve. Here's a sample sentence. You deserve a break after working so hard. 一生懸命といたのだから、あなたは休憩するにします。Would you like to try making a sentence using deserve? If you'd like, you can write it in Japanese and I'll help you translate.
Deserve. Deserve.
Perfect, Ari. Let's
Deserve.
practice with deserve.
Deserve.
Here's how to use it. Deserve means jisuru
Deserve.
or husawashi in Japanese.
Deserve.
Example, she deserves to be happy. Binu haking seninaru kachigaru. Now please try making your own sentence with deserve. If you'd like, you can write your idea in Japanese, and I'll help you translate it.
I worked really hard last month, so I resolved to do shopping.
Great try, Ari. Your sentence is clear and natural, with just a small adjustment to make it sound even smoother in English. I worked really hard last month, so I deserve to go shopping. In English, we say go shopping to talk about the action of shopping. Would you like?
So please give me some Japanese sentences with the word deserve. Deserve. Deserve.
Of course, Ari. Here are 3 Japanese sentences using deserve that you can try
Deserve.
translating into English.
Deserve.
1. 彼はその成功に安する。2. あなたはもっといい待遇を受けるにふさわしいです。3. この映画は見る価値がある。Please try translating sentence. 1. 彼はその成功
He deserves the success.
Excellent, Ari. That's exactly right. He deserves the success.
He
Ready for the
deserves
next
the
one?
success.
Please try translating this Japanese sentence. あなたはもっといい待遇を受けるにふさわしいです。
You deserve. You deserve. You deserve more.
Very good, Ari. That's a strong and natural start. To make the sentence complete, try. You deserve better treatment. Or you deserve more
better
respect.
treatment.
Dayu can mean treatment or how you are treated. Would you like to
Treatment.
try sentence 3 as well?
What's the meaning? Treatment.
Great question, Ari. Treatment means the way someone behaves toward or acts with another person. In Japanese, it often means shi or dayu. For example, he got special treatment at the restaurant. Bi haresu torande.
What's the difference between treatment and hospitality?
Great question, Ari. Here's the difference. Treatment means how you are acted toward or handled by someone, which can be good or bad. For example, unfair treatment at work. Shishi deno bugongping na si ai. Hospitality means the warm, friendly, and generous way you welcome or entertain guests or visitors. For example, Japanese hospitality is famous. Riben nu motenashiha yumeng desu. So, hospitality is always positive and involves making someone feel comfortable, while treatment can be either positive or negative.
This movie deserves to be watched.
Excellent, Ari. Your sentence is completely natural. This movie deserves to be watched. You can also say, this movie is worth watching.
Worth
Both are
watching.
correct, but worth watching is a bit more casual and common in
Worth
conversation. Would you like to try using treatment or hospitality in a sentence next? Or do you have another word you'd like to practice?
Let's call it a day. Stubborn, stubborn, selfish, spoiled. My kids are stubborn. When they make up their mind, it's hard to change it. It's hard to change it. She's stubborn. When she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. She is selfish. Selfish, so she can't. She doesn't think about what other people want. She's selfish. She doesn't think about what other people want. She's spoiled because we give her what she wants. We give her what she wants too often. The more I ask her to do something, the more I ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. The more stubborn she becomes. The older I get, the more I realize how important my health is. The older I get, the more I realize how important my health is. The older I get, the more I realize how important my health is. The older I get, the more I realize how important my health is. How important my health is. I can't control myself. I have no self-control. He went against me. Stubborn, selfish, spoiled. When she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. Once she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. She is selfish. She doesn't think about what other people want. She doesn't think about what other people want. She is spoiled because we give her what she wants too often. We give her what she wants. We give her what she wants too much. The more I ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. The more stubborn she becomes. The older I get, the more I realize how important my health is. The more I realize how important my health is. I can't control myself. I have no self-control. He went against me. Selfish, stubborn. She is spoiled because I give her what she wants too much, too often. The older I get, the more I realize how important my health is. Once she makes up her mind, it's hard to change it. She is selfish. She doesn't think about what other people want. She is really selfish. She doesn't think about what other people want. She doesn't think about what other people want. She is spoiled because I give her what she wants too often. The more I ask her to do something, the more stubborn she becomes. The more stubborn she becomes.